Hello folks, welcome to another daily Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. First of all, I would make some initial words about the current situation. So I know about my responsibility, just to make it clear, and that's why I'm still trying to provide my analysis, even if it's all really tough and difficult at the moment, because I really don't feel good at all. But it is also part of my nature that I just can't ignore that. So I know that many of you are waiting to get the data to trade and to have an expectation and also sentiment about what's happening in the market. I know that, and that's what I'm spending a lot of time every single day since almost 2 years, since a little bit more than 1.5 years now, on Substack with a paid subscription, but before it was for free. And well, you know, sometimes that happens, and your body is also very limited. So when you are trying to be Superman, usually it doesn't work, and that's happening at the moment. So thank you for your words. I received some DMs from you guys, and I really appreciate that. I will try my best to continue to provide all informations required. You know that it's my passion to do it, and I love to explain more and to give you better insights and to transport my knowledge, my experience to you. But at the moment I really need to limit it myself, and it's a big challenge, but that's what I'm doing. So it can happen that I will pause the billing and don't provide, but I will try at least every second day to provide you an analysis, or sometimes ad hoc market reports like I did yesterday, with some charts indicating you, hey, take into account following informations, and just to manage your risks when you're trading. Phoenicia, just also to mention that Phoenicia, the main idea when Phoenicia started is that I could spend more time with projects and less time making the analysis. So to share a little bit the work behind the whole analysis. Unfortunately, it didn't work that well anyway. Phoenicia will be launched. The concept, the white paper, almost everything is looking extremely good. We are doing progress, but yeah, it's a big challenge, and I can't do it alone. That's absolutely clear. So that's the whole thing behind is that yeah, I will hire people. I need also to bring a nice team, a strong team behind. If you are looking to become part of the team, just send me a DM with your skills and let us chat about that. Also, if you would like to step in as analyst, or for example also to make workshops later on, for example, I mean, that's a process, but you are absolutely welcome, just to mention that. So only because I don't feel good doesn't mean we are not doing anything. Just to make it clear. Okay, so let us talk about the market, what's happening at the moment. And bulls are really preventing as much as they can, and at the same time they did a big outflows overnight, it seems. So yesterday night or something, they were purchasing a lot. Looks really bullish. So it flipped, but we have some challenges on the way. So for example, US Justice Department considering fraud charge against Binance could be obviously a big challenge for the market if that happens, because nobody really know what will happen then. In my opinion, some whales were front running it with insider information, and many just you know, they shifted their liquidity also to other exchanges. But we need to see, first of all, what exactly are the charges behind this fraud, what the US Justice Department is thinking about, and if we can consider that if that works for Binance, it could work for other centralized exchanges as well, like for example Bitfinex, and I don't need to list and you know, exchanges, but you know what I mean. So that could everything have a big impact to the price as well. Anyway, we also received big amounts of stablecoins, and that's what we are going to talk about just in the next chapter. So let us go on. So now the weights ratio 1 day time frame declined. As you can see, we are at 37. That's a good level, indicating that's bearish. That's bullish. Sorry. So weights are sending less bitcoins to centralized exchanges. Obviously, the weights ratio 30 days moving average keeps lifting up, but just because we hold here, for example, several days about 50, above 50 even. So I can imagine we will go down a little bit more and maybe then even more up. We will see, because you know, we need to check. It's too early to make some comments like it's now just a little correction and from here just up. I think it's not possible. We can see also here detecting that the stablecoin reserves on centralized exchanges is declining, while the weights ratio 72 hours, for example, moving average maintains an upper level of 88%. But at least we can see in the markets reacting very sensitive to the weights ratio 1 hour time frame. The way was declining, the price lifted up, then it started to lift up, distribution happening, then it declined once again, the price started to lift up, now it's pushing up, so I guess we will go more down. And I just can really recommend, if you're just a day trader, is to use the weights ratio 1 hour time frame and really to track what the weights ratio 1 hour time frame is doing, using different moving average, just to reduce, you know, a little bit the perspective for short term, mid term, while long term works better with 1 day, just to make it clear. Anyway, that's how it looks here. So let us go forward. So if we start to check here, now the liquidity. So now we are back. You see everything flipped to green, everything, even the monthly. So also indicating that we had a bigger outflow from centralized exchanges, from spot exchanges mainly, and that's not bearish at all. Only the 30 days is still indicating us, hey, we are not completely green, so we need to be a little bit careful. We see that the red candles or the red bars are declining at the moment, so it's usually really you can see that the green bar started to decline relatively quick, and if we check here, we are starting to see the first green. Doesn't mean it's over. We had that in the past as well. So it goes down, then more up, and then we had the big dump, could happen once again that to push finally up to 32k makes such kind of stupid double top formation and then go down. But also here you can see we had here bigger outflows, also based on CryptoQuant. And you can see that the Bitcoin balance on centralized exchanges are declining. However, we still have there almost, let us say, 15,000, 10 to 15,000 Bitcoins. So means it's not over. But, as mentioned so many times, we can send 50,000 Bitcoins to centralized exchanges. If we send enough liquidity to absorb them, it's going to be a neutral for the price action. And that's obviously the second step we need to do, is to check what's happening with the stablecoin liquidity flows. So if we check here the exchange flows, basically we can see crypto, they sent 200 millions, USD they shifted outside of the exchanges almost 280 millions. It's a bearish balance, but not that bearish anymore. If we check here, USD they sent 724 millions in and almost 900 millions out. Bitcoins 350 millions in and 320 millions out. As mentioned once again, they are absorbing at the moment the Bitcoins at that area. Could be a trap because the fear greed index, the sentiment is still looking neutral, even a little bit more bullish. That's something that's obviously not good. Reflected also by long short ratio on Binance. That's something we need to check just later on. If I refresh here, we see that 190 millions we're shifting out from Binance just in the last 24 hours. Spot volume declined a lot. Open interest almost 9.3 millions, relatively unchanged. Everything looks relatively neutral, a little bit more red, but not huge. Only Huobi, for example, is losing some liquidity this month, but Bitfinex is doing well. Binance is doing well, OKEx is doing well, and that's maybe the big problem here, that Binance is doing too well, and as soon as we receive a serious charge against Binance, that could be a big problem, because it could affect not only the US market, the European market could follow it, and that could just trigger a domino effect. That's not going to end well for Binance, in my opinion, so we need to be extremely careful here. If we check crypto weights, unusual weights, we see that we have 50.5% weight, so they flipped a little bit more to bullish. And what's absolutely new is that USDC, the pair, appears here in the pair breakdown. Usually it was TUSD, it's still the lead here with 55.2%, it lifted up even more, while the market cap of TUSD is declining again. BTC USDT 42.2%, so declined. Obviously 0.1% is not big, but it's a sign. And BTC USD declined once again 2.5%. Binance is obviously in the exchange breakdown the king. It's almost at 97.5%. I couldn't, at least I didn't, it could be possible, but at the moment I didn't notice any big wash trading activities on Binance. Just a lot of spoofing related to TUSD. So we need to be extremely careful, because you can imagine if Binance is getting in trouble, and I know many will say, oh, that's food and that's not the first time, and yeah, I know, it's like the Titanic, it can't sink, but nothing is forever. It is as it is. And even I think Binance is not much worse than many other centralized exchanges out there, but it's the biggest. And that's usually another factor that brings some authorities in action. So that's it from here. We can check, for example, here stablecoins on Look Node, sorry. You have an aggregated stablecoin circulating supply, and that's very good, even if it's not reflecting every single stablecoin. So we have here USDT circulating supply. The question is, are we talking about the whole tether or just certain blockchains or certain chains? I think it's everything. USDC, BUSD, and DAI. And to be honest, I'm missing here some. So TUSD is not even part of it. But if we check that, we can see that since end of March of 2022, where we had almost an all-time high of 161 billions in USD and stablecoins, it declined a lot to almost below 118 billions. So a lot of money is gone. It is what it is. And that's not good for a market. So let us go forward. So once again, every single time the price is declining, bulls think it's over, we will go up. Funding rate now bullish, or at least it looks bullish, but it's bearish because the market likes to do exactly the opposite. So I think it has to go a little bit more up. In my opinion, the only thing what big bearish whales are waiting for is to accumulate more longs. And they are doing good. And well, we will see later on why. The open interest declined, leverage ratio is lifting up, funding rate is lifting up. Yesterday we liquidated 515 bitcoins in shorts and 660 bitcoins in longs. So, you know, it looks that the market is more over long than over shorted. Many people are now on Twitter just mentioning the short they will liquidate a lot of shorts, and in my opinion the opposite will happen. I think they will liquidate a lot of longs. And when the market flips totally to bearish, it could be we can see once again such a January push up just to liquidate them as well, because that's the main that's the main income for centralized exchanges, because it's we can say 70% of the whole volume is only related to futures. So if we go forward, so if we go forward to blockchain whispers, let me refresh here. We can see we have 66 to 34%. So every single time when the price starts to go down and shows a little sign of bullishness, the longs are coming up hard. On Binance, on Bitfinex, it's the opposite. Shorts declined a little bit. We are still at 28.5, and longs are not coming up. So I mean, on Ethereum, 67 to 33. It's just sick, in my opinion. The market doesn't look that good. But many people, I don't know if that's high leverage. They're just expecting to make, 300%, while the price could go up $500 or something. Could be also possible, but it's extremely risky in my opinion. So the Kingfisher, let us check here. And the Kingfisher is indicating that liquidation clusters declined a lot, 180 millions, because yesterday obviously we liquidated all these high leverage shorts. We still have one, at least not that big anymore, but still until 30,000, I would say, we'll have a bigger part of liquidation clusters on short side more than on long side. Anyway, if we want to liquidate big, we need to go down even faster and lower. So 20k, for example, 160 millions, it's at 20k. So if we want to liquidate all of them, it's clear we need to go more down than up. But yeah, that's another story if we can do it. So let us go forward. So now we check the gamma. The gamma is still obviously at 30. The gamma for bears, so for bulls, 30k. It's what they are demanding. We have for this month expiry actually max pain at 30k. So I think 30k it's a price level we should see in the next weeks more time than just like yesterday. 29 is still where bears are located and demanding. The GAX is looking in favor of the bears, so it's more possible to go more down than up based on GAX. Let us check if something changed here, but I think it's, yeah, max pain still at 30k. It's where we have, for example, we need to go where bears and bulls are waiting there. So if we go now and check here, I was looking for the word short squeeze. The problem I have at the moment is my concentration. So many people on Twitter are expecting a short squeeze. In my opinion, the market is overlonged, not overshorted. We will check later on, or we can do it. I mean, it's option, but come on, you can see what's happening here. That's not indicating that people are shorting. They are longing. They are longing in a way like OKEX USDC, for example, Kraken 360. I mean, that's extremely bearish, because it's indicating that they are longing and longing and longing, and people are talking about a short squeeze. What happened yesterday was a short squeeze, obviously, but what will happen next, in my opinion, it's going to be a long squeeze. Anyway, so let us go back to options. Premium USD. Okay, it declined in volume a lot. Long risk reversal, you know, it's the futures based on options. Oh. And call calendar, bull call spread, and short risk reversal. So we have actually long futures based on options, shorts, call calendar, just indicating they are postponing their calls, and bull call spread, something that's bullish. But if I take the premium USD, I hope it's long-term trades, because otherwise, no, short-term trades, sorry, because it's really low. So let us start with a long risk reversal, and wow, 2 pages. So what they are expecting is 26.33, 27.33, 27.33. So indicating the liquidation level would be 27, and everything at or above 33 is, you know, it's the best case until end of September. And that continues. So I don't know if it's one and the same trader, or if they call 33 and they put 27 for this expiry was that cheap, also maybe possible. And yeah, they use them. So yeah, at least it doesn't look that bearish. They are indicating we can go up to 33k if the Department of Justice is going really to charge Binance. We will push up, because, you know, bad news are good news are good news, and no news, it's bad news, it seems. So however, call calendar, call calendar is just indicating, for example, here that they bought now, so they are selling. You remember where I said it's really strange that they are buying for August calls, and they were selling for October. Now they are buying back, but for end of September. and they are paying even more. So they spend 100k for the same trade, and it seems twice. That wasn't, so someone, I don't know if that's related, but in case it is, someone did a very, very bad decision to sell the 30k call for October to buy even short term, and now he is noticing, oh Jesus, that doesn't look that great. So instead spending more money now just to reduce its risk. Bull call spread, that's something that's bullish usually. We have here a big trade. Oh my god. And they're, oh my god. They are expecting here to see a price between 85 and 90k and even above of 90k until end of June. But it is big, but it's nothing where I would say that's big smart money involved here. So they sold for 106k, they bought here for 120, so they spent 15k. It's, well. And short risk, that's the shorts where we can see it's exactly almost the same here, 32.27. In that case, 32 would be the liquidation level, and 27 and below would be their best case. 35 liquidation level, 20 below of 26 or at 26 would be the best case. And well, just only in the first one, I would say it's not that bad, 80 to 70k. So they sold for 80, they spent 70k, was completely refinanced by the sell. So, but however, they are expecting here to see a price below of 27k. That's it. So I would say almost neutral. Some are bullish, some others are bearish, but the consequence is, in my opinion, that big money, more, not completely, but more and more big actors are leaving the market at the moment. So yeah, once again, with they are shorting more at the moment, it seems, with stablecoin futures. I guess, yeah, the big question, where is that coming from? CBD. While not that much with Bitcoin collateral. You can see that the BUSD is once again just driving mainly, even front running it. All the tether pairs are taking more time to respond and to react. Even USD is not doing anything. It's not even just you know, it's not doing anything. So the whole market at the moment is distributing, it seems, while using every single opportunity to liquidate people, because, you know, the money goes directly to the exchange then. And that's mainly it. That's how it looks like. The big question is, who is selling that big and who is buying that big? That will be the most important thing. So yeah, we see here, oh, what the hell is that? Why it disappeared? They changed here something. It's TUSD. Okay, it's TUSD. You can see TUSD was also using, I wouldn't say that's a dead cat bounce. I don't know what the hell that is. But yeah, if we go forward, that's now BUSD. It's lifting up. That's Bitfinex with USD, not doing anything at the moment. That's BTC USDT on Bybit. So they changed something here. It's declining, a lot of red. And you can see Coinbase is completely red. So it's just the CBD indicating they are just selling, 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 selling. On Bitstamp with USD, it looks a little bit different. So they lifted up, now declining a little bit. BTC USD on Kraken, relatively volatile. So it went down, maintaining, now lifting up. Gemini is very bullish, but it doesn't have big effect. Anyway, also here the main POC 29300, related to futures. So we almost just went up, retested it, and we received directly from shorters a response, and they started then, you can see here very well, they started then to short to push down the price, but mainly with stablecoins and not with Bitcoin collateral. And as mentioned just before, the funding rate on Binance USDT looks very green, it's usually bearish. Binance BUSD very green, usually bearish. BitMEX the same, Bybit the same, Deribit the same, Kraken extremely bearish, OKX relatively neutral, OKX with USDC extremely bearish. Even coin margin contracts, I mean, Deribit once again relatively neutral, but Kraken and OKX here extremely bearish. Yeah, so if we now go forward, I mentioned yesterday we need to be careful. We received 480 millions here in stablecoin, and to this morning we received another 750 millions. So take into account that two options here, two scenarios. We will go down. They want to absorb the dip. That will look a little bit more like a correction. Or we want to push up first. That will be bearish. So yeah, that's almost from that side. If we check now the entities, we are here, we can see that retail is still buying here as well. These guys, still the trend is positive. Here the trend is negative. These guys maintaining, now lifting up, but I guess because these guys are declining. So once again, both are very well correlated at the moment. And here nothing happening, and that's almost it. Miners send 7,000 bitcoins at the moment, yeah, and it's more than yesterday with 7,800, but Tuesday with almost 13,000 was once again a very high. So option miners are here feeling very comfortable to sell, and I think that's one of the big drivers at the moment, but not only, but one of the big drivers. Yeah, well, fund holdings are declining now. Also here, even the price didn't really decline even more, but someone is now selling bigger, so that correlates very well. I mean, to let the price go up and to sell shares, it will make, yeah, it could happen. We are talking from the peak in mid of July, that was 696,000 bitcoins, to now almost 4,000 bitcoins less. However, we did from here 685, almost 11,000 bitcoins. The question is, I'm not sure if MicroStrategy, I guess MicroStrategy was part of it because they both. So now other fundings are selling, it seems. Yeah, so future trading is still leading the market, and that's mainly it. So on Coinbase, nothing have changed. Now they are waiting here 30k with some sell positions. We have here 28k. They reinforced, and even at 28.5 they reinforced. I guess we will go a little bit more down, retest that area. On Bitstamp, they now are protecting 27k. BTC USDT, you can see what happened here. So they are still here reinforcing. They really are doing everything to hold those 28k. because otherwise everything else would send us, it seems, to 25, and they want to distribute on upper levels. So Binance TUSD, for example, you can see what they are doing. We don't see a lot of liquidity waiting to absorb, but at the same time, much more sell orders to the upside. BTC BUSD looks a little bit different, but anyway, if we check here and we zoom out, it looks relatively similar to TUSD. BTC USD with Bitfinex, yeah, nothing have changed here. We have here between, I don't know, 24/7 and 22 some liquidity waiting to absorb. BTC USDT on OKEX, nothing to see. Kraken also here now waiting at 30k. I think if we do 30k once again, we would have such kind local, the double top would be maybe a nice opportunity to go short, maybe, because they are here taking out some liquidity as well. So KuCoin, BTC USDT, nothing to see here. BitMEX, nothing to see here. And now derivatives, BTC USD on Bybit, they are longing here. And BTC USDT, they are shorting here. It feels like they are using different stable coins, and depends on what stable coins, or fiat longing, tether shorting. What the hell is that? BTC USDT, so it's Binance right now, looks really similar on both sides, so not indicating here any trend. Now BTC BUSD, nothing. And now Bitfinex Perp, they removed too long here. Instead they are waiting also here, even a little bit higher than 30,000, 30,250 too short. Kraken futures, nothing. OKEX futures, nothing. KuCoin futures, they want to long at 28.7. And Deribit is wants to long at 28.7 and 28.5. So let us make 28.7 because we are maintaining the POC at the moment. But if we break, we can go down, and then we need to see what happens at 28.5. That's it, I guess. Yeah, that's it. So, as just mentioned yesterday, I was expecting such move just to liquidate finally all these shorts, because every single time, I mean, you just need to keep in mind, the market is not looking good. Coinbase is not looking good. The situation with Binance is not looking good. With Binance US, the whole regulatory issues also in Europe, and so on and so forth. I mean, it's a business. When you have such trouble, usually that have an impact to your revenue, and you know, and also to your whole and complete business processes, also investment capital, and so on and so forth. So obviously what exchanges will, and they have always, insider knowledge, or it's at least an exchange like Binance, how much bitcoins are coming in, which cold wallets are showing some activity, for example, from big whales. Every single information that they have and they can track, we don't have. We would have access, but it's not that easy. So such a centralized exchange can see very well where the threat is coming from, and they can react. So as the market is more and more becoming a future market, a derivative market, it's easier to liquidate all these people because they are wealthy, they have a lot of money. They can, of course, do what they are doing. If they know that the market is looking not really good and they are seeing some signs of extremely bearishness, while the market is not showing us that in that sharper view, you know, it's not showing, hey, I'm going to nuke, but they know everything looks like. What they want to prevent is that those who are shorting can take profit. Who is going to pay that? The longers? Yeah, obviously also, but not only. They will pay that from their wallets, and that's something they don't like at all. So to liquidate them and, you know, and then afterwards to liquidate them, maintain a price, let people capitulate. When you see you don't have any opportunity to short the market because they are shorting you, liquidating you, you will stop with that. Then afterwards the price can go down. So I think that's part of the whole systematic what we see here behind. Obviously some whales could use the liquidation of big amounts of longs and shorts to bring a bigger pace to the price and their interest and direction. At the moment, everything once again is doing what we did just in the past. We are creating local POCs, then we are breaking at a certain moment, it breaks, and then we go down. What we are doing here doesn't look different to what we did just in the past. The only thing is we can go up once again. Just remember where Bitfinex wants to short, that's 30,300, and that will be here a retest of our channel, lower trend line. It would match. So use those 700 millions to push up the price, start to maintain, because we have a POC here. Wait, maintain, and then finally go down after they distribute it. Will be absolutely possible. We only just know we received 700 million US dollars, but we don't know if they are going to use this 700 million dollars to buy spot or just to short. It will be also possible. So I would be, once again, and I'm saying that so many times, I would be extremely careful. The market is looking more bearish with more red flags, but short term we can push up. And I'm still a fan that such kind of bull trap pushing up to 32,300, for example, to liquidate a lot of shorts and then nuke to the downside as a potential scenario, because that's what the market does at the moment. And when I say it's a wrecked market, believe me, it is a wrecked market. Big love. We will see us hopefully tomorrow. Your Inspo. Bye.